The courtroom comes to order. Music fades. The bailiff calls. All rise, and the judge takes the bench. The room settles fast. Case number JVB 1013. The Jackson case. A routine opening, but the tension is already there.
You all may be seated. Okay. Miss Jackson?
Yes.
You brought this case before the court.
I did.
Okay. What's going on?
So James and I split about a couple of years ago, and it's been pretty good. We've been splitting costs for our girl, but her last birthday she was 8 years old, and we had...
Miss Jackson speaks first. Calm but determined. She explains the breakup. Shared custody. Shared costs. Then she drops the number. A birthday party for their 8-year-old daughter. Ice skating. A special guest performer. Total cost, $1,500. The judge leans in. This is no ordinary dispute.
Had a great party. I planned it. It's been a lot of time. And it was about $1,500.
How, 8 years old?
Yes. Well, okay, she really likes, ice skating, so we rented out the ice skating rink, and then Tara Lipinski came and did a little routine for the girls. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, it did cost something, and James just refused to pay it.
Whose idea was it? Wait. How much was the birthday party?
But $1,500.
Whose idea was it to have that expensive birthday party?
Tierney brought up the whole inspiration.
The judge asks the key question. Whose idea was this party? Miss Jackson hesitates, then explains. Expectations were set. Other parties were extravagant. She asked James for input. He stayed silent. So she made the call. Alone.
For it. So I just kind of, looked at what past birthday parties we had gone to, kind of the expectation was set at a certain level, and yeah, so I did ask James for certain input, and he did not give that, so I just took that as I have to parent up.
So you want him to pay child support?
Now the real issue surfaces. Miss Jackson isn't just upset about the party. She wants child support. She fears imbalance. Ballet classes. Recitals. A future where their daughter notices who pays and who doesn't. The judge cuts in sharply. But you're creating the imbalance.
Yes, I think this is kind of it's changing up the dynamics a little bit, that he wouldn't even pay for a little bit of her birthday party. So she's getting into ballet. There's recitals coming up. There are other things coming up, and I'm just nervous that she's going to see that imbalance in our relationship, and it's going to cost something.
But you're creating the imbalance. $1,500 for an 8-year-old birthday party?
That doesn't sound, it sounds bad when you say it out of the context, but that's normal.
No.
The judge repeats the number. $1,500. For an 8-year-old. The courtroom reacts. Miss Jackson defends herself. She compares. Other parents spent more. She says this was reasonable. The judge doesn't agree. Not even close.
Within the context, that is ridiculous.
That is normal.
No, it's not normal.
Susie had a birthday party that cost $2,000.
So you're trying to keep up with Susie?
Well, I didn't do $2,000. I could have done $2,000, and I think I kept it at a reasonable cost. She got to meet Tara.
Wait a minute. Pause. Can you speak some reason to me?
I would love to try, Your Honor. I am more than happy to help our daughter celebrate and live her life, but there comes a point where it's just...
James finally speaks. Controlled. Direct. He says he's happy to support his daughter. But there's a line. Ice skating is fine. Friends are fine. A celebrity performance is not. He thought it was a joke. The judge stops him mid-sentence. One rule. Address the court.
It's frivolous. It's
I
opulent,
agree.
I would have been fine going halfway down the middle of just like paying to have some kids to the skating rink, but we did not need Tara Lipinski there. I thought that you were joking when you said that, which is why I didn't respond.
I do not joke. And you know how...
Excuse me. Last time I checked, I was the judge. So I would like for the two of you to address me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry.
You're welcome. You did not need Tara there.
Tierney really wanted her, though.
Yeah, but Tierney is not paying $1,500, is she? No, and it's absolutely ridiculous that you have the expectation of him to pay that when it was your idea. That is...
The judge lays it out. The child wanted it, but the child isn't paying. Miss Jackson is. And expecting James to cover a bill he never agreed to. The judge asks again, "What exactly are you asking me to do today?"
It's ridiculous. And you came to court today to ask me to do what exactly?
I just want in the future to make sure that there is a balance in our relationship.
I'm going to ask you again. What is it that you came to court to ask me to do?
I would like him to pay child support.
Well, I would like for you to not spend $1,500 on a birthday party. The 9-year-old, when she turns 9, no $1,500. When she turns 10,
Thank you.
no $1,500. I mean, that is absurd. And then you want him to pay you child support because he did not want to go in with you with this ridiculous amount of money you spend on a birthday party? Yeah, no.
The answer is clear. Child support. The judge's patience runs out. No $1,500 parties at 9. Not at 10. Not ever. And certainly not as grounds for support. Shared custody means shared responsibility, not luxury reimbursements.
We're not doing that. I'm not going to have him pay child support based on that, and you guys have been sharing custody. So I'm assuming when the child is with you, you cover the expenses for the child, right?
And it's usually really amicable. It usually works really well, but...
Well, it sounds like she probably put herself in the hole with that $1,500 birthday party and is trying to recoup some of the money from it because you were trying to keep up with Susie paying $2,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not going to do it. And I cannot believe you actually filed this in court and asked me to do it for those grounds. Yeah.
I see that there's no weird issue with this thing. Okay.
Well, it's just, I'm happy to help.
The ruling is firm. No child support order. Health insurance stays shared. Ballet? That's reasonable. Education and activities matter. But extravagant choices belong to the parent who makes them. The case collapses under its own weight.
I'm happy to step in and help our daughter pursue her interests. If she wants to do ballet, sure.
Ballet makes sense. Ballet is an activity.
Right.
If she chooses to do ballet in school, I mean, it's an educational activity as well. But I am not going to order anybody pay child support based on a $1,500 birthday party. And you guys share custody. Who pays health insurance?
We both do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing you guys should be doing. Maintain your own individual health insurance, but no, he is not going to pay child support for that reason. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Is there anything further?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything further from you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. If there's nothing further, you both are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to go over what you all witnessed in the Jackson case. So in this particular case, the parties shared custody. No one was paying child support to the other. Well, the interesting thing about it is mom believed that because dad didn't help.
The parties are dismissed. The judge addresses the audience. This is about the best interest of the child, not keeping up with others. Lavish spending does not create legal obligation. From the bench, the message is final and unmistakable. Parent responsibly, spend wisely, and don't ask the court to clean up choices you made on your own.